Hi everyone, my name's Lucinda. I'm the Teaching Fellow in Vocals at ICMP, and today I'm going to be taking you through some top tips of what to think about when you're choosing a song to cover. So, tip number 1. What's the message that you're trying to say? So, first of all, it can be really tricky to know, out of all the songs there are in the entire world, which song to choose and where to even start. So what I would say is, a really good thing to do is just to go onto a search engine and just think about a song that you just really love, like that you love when you hear it, and it makes you feel really good, or it makes you feel a really strong emotion. And then once you've chosen that song, you've thought about that song, then think about what is the message that it's saying. It's really important that you feel connected and happy to sing that emotion, and it feels like something that you can express. So make sure when you're choosing that song, it feels good first of all to sing, and second of all that you really understand what the emotion is behind it, whether it be about loss or love or excitement. Just make sure you feel connected to that. Tip number 2. Give yourself opportunity to really show what you can do. So think about what kind of voice you have, think about the best part of your voice. Maybe you love your upper register, you think, oh, my top notes are great, or I love the way that I have a little bit of a raspy sound in the middle of my voice. Whatever it is, just think about, is this song allowing me to showcase and express what my instrument can do? So tip number 3 is about pitch range. So everyone has slightly different ranges, particularly men and women singers. So what you want to make sure is the song actually gives you the ability to be able to explore your range. So if you particularly like a song that's sung by a man and you're a lady, you might want to think about if your voice would sit in the same place. You'll soon know when you start singing along if it feels comfortable. So you want to make sure that your voice has the distance to travel. It has that ability to move through its range, and you to be able to show a lovely lift into the chorus. So you might find your voice sits quite comfortably in the verse, but then it can move into this really lovely lifted expressive place, perhaps in the chorus or in the bridge in the middle 8 section, where we get a slightly different section come in the song. So just have a think about when you're performing that your voice sits in the right place for the song, so it feels good and it also sounds good. If that's the case, in fact, if I wanted to sing a song by a man, I might have a slightly different key, and the way you can do that is when you're finding your backing track, you can just have a little look for one that's got a female key or a slightly higher key. We'll talk about that more in the next few tips. So my next tip is to think about if the song is either overdone or a little bit too obscure. So make sure it's a song that you feel like not everybody is singing all the time and it's been covered and covered and covered and covered, or it's a song that we're really not familiar with at all. One of those songs that you can just bring to life that's perhaps familiar to us but not been consistently and constantly covered. So that's what I'd give a little bit of advice on in terms of choosing the type of song. So my next tip is all about the accompaniment. First of all, is there even one? Can you find one? So that again means maybe going onto YouTube or other platforms to find a backing track. And actually, if you search the name of the song and then add karaoke or instrumental at the end, you'll usually find a whole list of backing tracks that come up. And those can range from just the guitar, maybe it'll be just piano playing as well, or it could be a whole band arrangement. And it's really up to you to decide how you want the song to come across. Do you want it to sound more acoustic, more natural, and a little bit more simplistic? Or do you want it to sound like a whole band performance with you singing along? And neither is right or wrong, it just sometimes depends on the song. So if the song's a little bit more intimate, and it's a little bit more about the message and that sort of calmer delivery, then that might be more suitable just to have piano playing. Or if you want it to have a real high impact, you want to have it more of a kind of a band feel, then you might want the whole arrangement, which will mean that you've got also drums and bass playing along as well. And my final thought for you is all about your interpretation. So what can you add to the performance? So a lot of these songs have been performed by people before, but what we're really interested in as the audience is hearing a song that you've added your interpretation of. So how do you see the song? How do you see the lyrics? And what do you want to give a piece of you to that performance? It might even just be that you perhaps add a few little extra runs in, just the way maybe you perform the line, or put some emphasis on certain words, or maybe even the sound of your voice gives it a very different feel. So just a subtle change can make a real difference and make us really feel that we can connect from your perspective. So good luck with finding your songs and have lots of fun. Try it out. Have a go at one. If it doesn't work, don't worry, just move on to another song, and eventually those two things of the song and you and what you love will click together and you'll find a song that really works for you, and then just keep enjoying singing it.